Hey everyone, welcome to Raising the Bar. We're going to learn the tips, the tricks, and the secrets to control your freelance career. I'm Matthew. I'm the author of The Human Cloud, CEO of Venturel, and my life has been freelancing. I grew my freelance business, hired freelancers globally, and have helped companies spend up to $100 million in us. In this episode, we're going to discuss the why. Why is the freelance economy the future? Specifically, over half of the workforce going to be freelancers. And why do companies even care about us? Spoiler alert, hiring us is actually really, really risky. But the results are worth it. And they're totally transformational, which is why last year, companies spent over $1 trillion on us. So sit back. We got a couple more episodes too. We are really in this episode going to discuss why we freelancers are the engine of economic opportunity. Enjoy. So why do clients hire you in the first place? If you put yourself in a client's shoes, we're actually a nightmare. And what I mean by that is we are a legal, we are an HR, and we're just an overall managerial risk. And especially if we're talking about large companies are built to mitigate risk. Yet here we come and we have classification, security, and just raw employee or HR risk. So we have to be really damn good to overcome that. And we are. And there's two things that really, really jump out in terms of why a company loves us and why a company will spend up to $100 million on us. The reason for that is that we provide skill and scale. Skill, meaning we provide skills that they couldn't hire for. If we think about the freelance economy, it's remote, it's global, and it's distributed. And so hyper relevant skills can't live within 15 miles of campus. So that's the first thing, is that we have insane skill and we provide insane skill. The second thing, though, is we provide insane scale. So one of the reasons that large companies have really dove deep into hiring freelancers is because overnight they've been outcompeted by startups. Specifically, startups have been able to go from an idea all the way up to scaling in weeks and months and years. Put it this way, 3x faster than a large company can. But this is where we come in. Because as a freelancer, they can hire us within days. And as we know, as freelancers, we're not as slow as full-time employees. Specifically, especially if we frame the contract right, because we want to finish something in days, not necessarily months or years, because it's only to our incentive, right, to then go work on the next project. So, the two main reasons that companies absolutely love us is skill and scale. Now, what does this look like in practice? Well, one of my favorite use cases is North America's beloved motorcycle manufacturer. They needed to build their digital rider experience. Now, not to make too much fun, but if we think about motorcycle riders, they're not the most techy, right? And especially if we think about where some of these are located, they're not located in San Francisco, specifically, near Dolores Park. So to get developers, designers, product managers, Bluetooth engineers, to get these people in the building is pretty impossible. Now, why wouldn't they just go with an agency? Because an agency is usually really good at one step, but not necessarily all of it. Specifically, like IDEO might be really good at the innovation and wireframing. Accenture might be really good at migration, but it's really tough to go all the way from ideation up until scale, which is where we come in. And actually to highlight, meaning the skill to get those really insights and ideas all the way up into scale. So this is where we come in. They go and they hire 30 freelancers globally distributed all around the world so that they can build this digital rider experience. And one story that put this in your back pocket because it's so unique was that when they were building out they needed Bluetooth function. When they were building the Bluetooth functionality, they needed not just a Bluetooth engineer, but a Bluetooth engineer that had experience in motorcycles and that was actually a devout lover of this brand. Now they can find this person full-time or through an agency, but they found this person as a freelancer in Japan. And so to me, that story summarizes just how insanely cool we are as freelancers, because we aren't just, outsourcing crap, right? Or doing a couple articles or doing something cheaper than a full-time employee would. We are enabling companies to innovate at speeds faster than they ever could using full-time employees or agencies. So, when a company is wondering, why should I go hire you as a freelancer? Don't just say because the world is rosy and I'm going to be the best thing ever for you. Recognize there's a bunch of risk. Specifically, there's security risk. Are you going to go take their file? Are you going to go release something to the press that's not going to come out for a couple of weeks, even though an employee might do that or an agency, whatever? Second thing, though, is classification. Are they going to get in trouble for classifying you as a contractor versus an employee? And then third thing is morale. Our full-time employee is going to be pissed when they find out that, there's a freelancer doing it instead of them. But because you can provide the skill and the scale, there's a 10x difference in hiring you to innovate their business. I knew that was kind of all over the place, but I wanted to make sure that you really, really understood how powerful we are as freelancers to build the next generation of companies. And to reiterate, it comes down to the fact that we enable them these skills that are remote, that are global, and that are distributed, as well as the ability to scale up and down in minutes.